Hey everybody, it's Sherpa Rage, and today I'm going to be doing the build breakdown for Mirage. So Mirage is the most recent Warframe. In my mind, as far as playstyle, she's sort of a trickster jester, as kind of paid homage to in the with the Harlequin mask there. Um, so she's a very trickster kind of. I think of her in a lot of ways as kind of like a Loki Nova mix in some areas, where uh, a lot of her abilities are more trickster, kind of like Loki. Her fourth is similar, I guess, to Nova's in few ways. In the fact that you cast the ball, they're very different overall sort of mechanisms, really. But there's just kind of some subtle things I pick up between the two of them in terms of like uh, she does have a very very high sort of DPS, and she can, if you mod her correctly, especially with good guns that can do fast rate of fire, high damage, and you do Hall of Mirrors. So yeah, we have Hall of Mirrors, Sleight of Hand, Eclipse, Prism are her abilities. Um, we'll jump down here into the actual build breakdown. So first thing I like off right off the bat is Energy Siphon. That bar polarity really does make her more that caster type, which is nice. She is nicer in Loki in the fact that her abilities do damage, which is one of the reasons that she shot up to one of the top of my list as far as frames go. After getting her and leveling her and everything. So, Holomirs basically spawns a couple copies of you. They reduce the damage you take. They can deal a small amount of damage back out when you fire. Basically, it kind of converges on your crosshair. All in all, very good ability. Basically, a better version of Decoy, since Decoy is a single one, just stands there. Although everything targets it, with Hollow Mirrors, they're all going to be around you, so you kind of have that mobile buffer, and the fact that they damage, which is just it's a better decoy, just plain and simple right there. Um, so you got Hollow Mirrors, Sleight of Hand, yeah, right there, Natural Prankster, perfect thing. Yeah, basically booby traps the environment objects like yeah, the containers, the walls, the control panels. Really, really, really nice when you're doing it on a Corpus mission because it turns all the laser doors against them and you can just run through them without having any issues. Rhinos will always like, oh, I can use Rhino skin and do it. But hey, for the rest of us who like some variety in our life, Sleight of Hand is very nice for that. So, yeah, I do like Sleight of Hand. Probably the least cast ability, though, honestly. It's not a bad ability by any means, but I tend to use the other ones more often. And then Eclipse, I'd say, is probably the next ability I use. Hollow Mirrors and Prisms are definitely the two I use the most, by like hands down. Eclipse and then Sleight of Hand is last. So Eclipse, though, when you're standing in light, you deal more damage. When you're standing in darker areas, it basically reduces the damage. So depending on the lighting and the environment you're standing in, it can really change, which is really nice. Typically, that reduced damage is really fun to play around with, especially when you're on like a Ceres map and you're on that tile where it's always raining, the ship set tile and everything, which I mean that's just beautiful. You can easily just run around. You're pretty much taking reduced damage the whole time. And then we come to her ultimate, which is Prism. Now, basically what it does is it fires sort of like a 20-sided die looking thing. It's white. You fire it out and it shoots lasers. Pretty much everyone calls it disco ball. It's what I refer to as disco ball. I give them all these slang names, but hey, I love it. So yeah, you fire that out. It lasers do damage over time, so it costs to cast. It only costs 50 to cast, which is really good, but it does take energy over time, and you can increase it with a duration, which is pretty sweet. And you can manually detonate it, and the manual detonation does damage and does a blinding, sort of like radio blind. So gotta give it to him. Prism's a pretty good ultimate. It's not terribly OP, but I mean it's very nice to have. So those are kind of course, the main abilities, and then with the energy siphon. So for her, I tried to make her not so much of a tank. I tried to kind of build her more like a Nova, and this is why I was talking about the Novas. I wanted to build her not super high, good mid shields, mid health. So 952, 952, just right under 600 there. Armor's 65, so her armor's pretty damn good. That power, though, that 450, I mean, you can tell she was really meant to cast. So, I mean, it's hard to keep her from that. So I did pop on redirection and vitality there. Wanted to get that up as much as I could, give her as much health. Stretch, wanted to give the range. That I don't think was actually what I had meant to put on there, because really I don't cast sleight of hand that much. Yeah, narrow-minded was actually what should have been on there, and actually I can put, I guess they're both 14. Well, that one still goes up a couple launches. Okay, sorry, yeah, so that was actually what it should be. It should be narrow-minded for power duration, because yeah, Hall of Mirrors you definitely want. Eclipse, yeah, those are definitely going to be really time ones. I don't think Sleight of Hand, as far as I can tell, has a timer, or at least shows a timer, so that may be a bug, though. And then Prism, and of course, the Prism, when you have narrow-minded, you'll probably end up more than not manually detonating, just to keep your energies, your energy stack kind of at a reasonable, usable thing, so you can cast it more. But I mean, yeah, narrow-minded's really good for that, so I'll probably just leave that back on her. And then yeah, continuity, power duration, so that'll give you a lot of power duration right there. Yeah, flow and streamline. So really, she's pretty much casting duration there, and then we got the health. So really, she's fairly simple, nothing too complex. There's probably plenty of different builds, but this is the one I tend to like. So far, I've had really no issues with her, so I'll jump in here, show you guys the actual build breakdown in action. Okay, so here we are. I'm just going to jump in. On the new Zini, apparently they have redone Zini, which I've been playing it here kind of off and on, and it's so far pretty fun. Must admit, it's different. So I don't really know too much how I feel as far as... I haven't played it really at a higher level, I should say, with any Warframes particularly yet. I went to like wave 10 or 15 yesterday with Oberon, but I haven't gone to like 30 or 40 like I used to go a lot. So here we go. Got our first ability going. Usually I'll do 1, 2, 3, do that kind of general rotation right off the bat. I find it's one of the best things just to get you started, because then you got the multiple U, the damage reduction, and the traps just going around. So, I mean, pop them all kind of deal is a pretty common thing I do, I should say. I got the mindset though I'm not Oberon right now. Alright, so let's see. The fourth ability. Yeah, so that lasts 25 seconds by itself. Maybe should have waited for some people, but I think I got it. So yeah, Mirage, yes, you can see that damage reduction, just them taking that. I mean, shields get hit a little bit. I thought about doing a shield buff on her to give her a little bit more... oh, good, they do duplicate you now, and it is easier to see through them. They were more solid before, like completely opaque. It's kind of nice to have that. Oh, hey, didn't even see there. Have that visibility now with how they're holographic almost. Alright, so yeah, and of course Eclipse right now in the light, you can see going to the darkness, more shadowy looking. I really do like the visuals they got for it too, that they've done, so great job team on whoever did that. Let's pop this down. Like I said, that manual detonation, that can come in handy. Yeah, see, and that does not have much of a range there with that, that reduced, what is it, 54%? Yeah, 54% I think on my... Yeah, casting speed there, that is kind of a bitch, though. Not gonna lie, would probably recommend Natural Talent. I know that Magamu had stated that in his video, and I agree. Personally, I don't, because like I said, usually I'm running team stuff, so Mirage I play sort of caster support. It's really what I like to play, caster supports. It's hard to find something that I'll really like to play more than that. But like I said, I'll play Oberon, caster support, sniper. Usually as far as weapons, yeah, for Oberon. But yeah, Mirage, she's more of an assault. I don't know, because I mean I've heard people like caster hybrid of a DPS. I mean it's kind of, she's not quite. She's like Oberon in that regard to me, where she's not quite specifically locked to a specific style or class, I should say. What the hell? Okay, there he is. Kept seeing him on the map. I just was expecting him to run around once I get closer. So, but yeah, caster definitely with the bar polarity. But she does, I mean, you'll see it here really when I show you what I mean. Just the outrageous just numbers you can get from, especially once you have like these guns up higher. But I mean, even at lower levels, you just kind of, you know, take aim and you really just she's a very well-rounded Warframe in my opinion. She's a lot better than Loki, like I said, not focusing just on Loki's more of a like a general. He kind of oversees the battlefield, manipulates it to help his team and you know, get ahead. Mirage is more of like, I'm really gonna jokester, fuck with you, kind of pranking almost in a sense like that. So it's kind of nice to see. She's not like that troll level where like, oh yeah, you can troll with Vauban and you could do your, you know, your bounce pods and all that. So it's very nice. Particular, I mean, her first ability is probably her best ability, easily. Alright, found some more stuff. I haven't seen too many people either complain yet about like, oh, you're running Mirage. Not as many people as I see complain when I run Oberon. Like, oh, you're running Oberon on this? And it's like, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, the Rhino went down, but I haven't like even got close to going down as an Oberon? Yeah, tell me who sucks now. Yeah, I'm gonna be releasing a video actually here shortly talking about Oberon and why I choose to rep Oberon and why, like, addressing sort of, I guess, the mentality of how people are treating Oberon. I know he's supposed to be getting a buff here soon, which is just going to be more fantastic in my mind. I'll admit he's not the greatest, but people undersell him so much, and it just disappoints me a little bit. But it's nice, too, because at the same time, don't usually run into too many Oberons in the things I do, so it's very nice when I get up to higher levels. Like, whoa, you're really the only Oberon I see. And people are usually a little bit apprehensive, and they may not play like as good as they should, I should say. Like they'll kind of slack off. Whoa, that was a nice even 10,000 right there. It's kind of weird. So yeah, just with all these duplicates too, it's really nice, yeah, to just kind of defend the pod like this. Let's see, and then cast up, and he's right there. As far as the Kubros are concerned, I haven't decided if I like them better or less. I am a little bit annoyed with the way they're doing the health and stuff. I mean, as a lot of people I think are, but that's just, I think, part of the charm of having an actual like pet versus a robotic sentinel. So I don't know. I'll touch on that too. That's the build breakdown for Mirage. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be doing more videos and kind of turn up the quality, turn it all up. So yeah, thanks for viewing, and I will see you guys later.